Welcome back, people. Not everybody, like you usually say. That's right. So, geez, this is so loud. I'm going to lower it. The next 2 days rushed by in a blur, altogether leaving a collective mess of work suddenly piling up, and a new unexpected acquaintance or friends? Question mark. What's new? I don't know. Maybe, oh, Isabella's. But I think I said that in the previous video. Oh well. Depends on how you look at it, really. Either way, I'm stuck developing these photos at 3 in the morning to reach a deadline set by an overeager art director. Don't get me wrong, Julius is good, has a vision, and knows what he wants, but damn, he can be too enthusiastic sometimes.
Doesn't matter when you couldn't sleep anyway.
Oh, he's really struggling. There's nothing new in it, of course. After years of working as a freelance photographer, it's simply something I have grown used to. Get to know people, build a client base, do good work, and cash in some late hours if need be. Rinse and repeat. It certainly takes a while to get some footing on the field, but it's the kind of thing that pays off in the long run, and as long as you keep at it. Given enough time, you might end up with big names on your client list. Names like the Wrights in particular. I never did pay much attention to them, but it's virtually impossible not to hear about them when a local news channel or paper has something to say on their name. A party here, an acquisition there. Sometimes it's a new business venture, other times it's the everyday gossip that typically follows popular people like them. Not in a million years did I ever imagine I would end up working for such a high-profile couple. And between that and the fuss that comes with, it leaves me no time to ponder over what happened to Isabella or why Ash is so adamant we keep away from the pair.
They do seem like the good folk, though, despite the whole fame thing.
Wow, he still thinks that, even though, despite what Luke called him. Dang. Sure, there was a rumor running around years ago about him being involved in some business scandal. But just like every gossip blown out of proportion by the media, nothing came out. No, wait. Nothing came of it, and eventually it simply died down. That might have not happened yet, right? I'm getting confused about all this stuff, and now it's been a while since I recorded, because I record in like big chunks, So I recorded for like a week at a time, right? So, what time is, I will get back to this later when it's, the, day pops up again, right? Eventually it simply died down. Much is definitely left to be said for her husband, but I doubt a woman like Miss Wright would pick him if he doesn't have any good points at all. I mean, it does sound like he hasn't met them yet, because, Miss Wright, Hannah herself, though. Oh, okay, so he's taking the pictures, alright. I think, because that looks like the picture he took. Maybe not, we'll see. She ain't particularly bad the way the press makes her out to be. Right, the tabloids had it all wrong, that's for sure. For someone born with a silver spoon in her mouth, well, she ain't exactly what I was expecting. Right. Good. Got that sorted out. Among other things, the newfound friendship is what I least expected from her, but here we are. Although with a life as public as the Wrights, no wonder it's the woman who often gets the crappy end of the stick. I can't help but feel sorry for her. She's a real nice person when given the chance. Heck, she might have even ended up friends with Rebecca and Isabella too if they weren't living worlds apart. Probably. The beep quickly pulls me back before my thoughts travel any further. In one practiced motion, I carefully place the wet print I'm holding on a drying rack and amble over my makeshift darkroom to get the last photos from the water bath. Inside a converted broom closet, the film processor lets out another soft clack before going on its standby mode. At its mouth, a lone photograph sits on a tray, barely visible with the lack of light. It's the last one, though, tonight for the set Miss Wright requested. I don't usually make this a habit, giving away stuff, that is. It's bad for the business, no matter how well-intentioned or generous you are. This inspection, however... Oh, she did treat me well and was a pleasant companion all throughout the shoot. Even if she didn't ask, I would have probably given her a few prints just for the hell of it. Miss Wright ain't such a bad subject matter to begin with, are you? Is he? He might be, like, into her. Actually, really, I mean, maybe it wasn't just him not being used to, you know. Well, it's more positive. I don't know if they can, like, romance. I mean, it's not, I don't really care that much about the being able to romance or whatever. You know, it's more interesting to figure out the backstory. Hopefully we will be able to get some backstory on what is going on when that goes. So. And maybe this is just me, but for someone who has everything at the palm of her hands, all the money in the world, a loving husband, and, well, maybe, and a plenty big mansion to call home, she's lonely. She doesn't just appear like it. It shows in the tone of her voice, how she moves, and most certainly in her smiles. Always hidden behind the glamour for the world to never see. Sometimes for people like her, small things like these helps. A little reminder that the world can be kind too. That's nice. Water drips from the paper as I blandly pick it up and gently lay it on another tray holding a decent amount of photo flow. A few seconds under dissolution is all it needs before it's ready for drying. No good rushing this last one, even if my body's already screaming for some decent snooze. My hand fumbles for the light switch, moving towards it with familiarity, while I fish for a squeak among the mess of tools in a drawer with the other. The bulb flickers twice before its glow settles and casts a soft light in the tiny space. When I glance back down, squeak in hand, ready to finish the process and finally call it a night.
What on earth?
What? Oh! Okay, that music was really loud. Her head is gone. Huh. I think we're getting to the more mysterious parts now, I feel like it. Blurred and distorted beyond recognition, rather. The area completely smudged over, leaving no trace of the same sweet smile the good woman carried in all the previous prints. Why isn't he recalling the fact that he saw a shadow before? Like in this picture, when he took the picture, he did see it, right? Because he got, it was from Hannah's perspective though, but she saw that he got like really frightened and he was sweating, I think.
Damn, that was too careless.
What? Okay. Well, a common mistake to make, of course, if one is negligent enough to pick a newly processed photo in the dark, like I apparently did. I guess if you're really going to... most people are probably going to rationalize if they see something strange. Like it's just their imagination, right? Maybe that's what's going on. It has happened before lots of times, actually. But I still can't help but feel a small pang of frustration over one mistake a newbie would likely make. With a sigh, I reach up for the switch again, intending to develop a new one from scratch. Okay, good. Don't keep this photo. Like, just freaking torn it. Throw it away. Burn the photo. It's got possession all over it.
It could pass off for one of those supernatural pictures they show on TV, though.
Exactly. Is it? Are we going to get it? The memory clicks. One cursory thought in the sea of many in a short yet distinct second from the day before. Oh. A glimpse is all I got. I like how intrigued I sounded. Jeez. but it's enough to burn the image in my mind. There was a shadow. Thank you. Okay, good. Good. Thank you. No. A woman. In her 20s or early 30s, maybe? Thank you. Thank you. I was actually scared that they would be just really stupid. That the characters would just be stupid, not understand anything, right? Good. But with how far gone her flash alone has become, it's not possible to tell at first glance. The skin itself has already taken a stickly pale color, rotting in most parts, blood dripping from every open gash and lesion in her body. Bony hands grip Miss Wright's neck like a noose, straining the skin underneath with a vibrant sheet of scarlet. Nothing but malice fills the gleam in her eyes.
Zachary?
Not for me, but for Miss Wright.
Zach, is something the matter?
It's strange that he's able to see, but he did hold the letter, you know? So that might just... Yeah, I guess that's the only reason. That's all that was required, because it said give this to 7 people, or was it 5 people?
Oh no, there's nothing wrong. I just remembered something I saw. Let's get back to the pictures. Can you move a bit more to the left, yeah?
Okay. Let's look at the there. Oh, October 27th. Ooh. Some of Hannah's shots from the photo shoot the day before came out disordered after Zachary developed them. He would have almost dismissed it as a human error if he hadn't remembered a chilling memory from yesterday's shoots. Right, okay, good. Because I don't remember from where I heard it, but I heard something about the game and that they didn't talk about the ghost or whatever, that ghost lady thing, so that was why I was a bit worried that they wouldn't even realize this, but okay, that was not the case. Perhaps it was the person that played the whole thing and kind of made the same mistake that I did about the timeline, so that could be it. The memory alone is enough to make me wretch. I brushed it off then. A trick of the eye. Oh no! A trick of the eye, I told myself, or product of the heat. The weather has been unexpectedly warm recently, so it shouldn't be too surprising for such things to happen. And well, blaming this on the usual fatigue and overworked brain, the weather, or an amateur error on my part, is far more convenient. It makes a whole lot of sense than what the small voice inside my head whispers. The same tiny voice that only makes itself known when something's afoul, the same one that let a curious ear to Isabella's worries about the mansion. And with each second I spend staring at this photograph, the murmurs in my head only grow louder against my ears. Oh, someone has to know. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know about Ash, because he's not going to believe him, right? Because we know that she's seen this before, right? I'm pretty sure that she saw yeah, she saw the ghost. No, I don't remember. Oh no. I don't remember if it was Hannah or if it was Rose who saw the ghost. Rose who saw the ghost. No, I think it was Hannah. It must have been Hannah. But showing that to Hannah, she might just flip. Because it's her, you know? But I just feel like Ash wouldn't believe it. You know, because he would just make the exact same assumptions, you know, that Zach is doing right now. You know, just saying like, no, it's definitely supernatural. I mean, not... it's definitely not some supernatural being who's done that, you know. I don't know. I wonder what his investigation is about, though. I might have... I don't know. This is really hard. I guess a little part of me just wants... I'm a bit curious about what his and Hannah's relationship would look like. This is so hard. This is really hard. Wait, so which day is it? I'm just curious about what has happened for Hannah too. It was... Oh, okay. It's before... Oh! But wait. It's before, so she hasn't seen the ghost yet? This is tricky. So it's before all of that happening. I feel like... I think it's just my curiosity rather than my rationale right now. Maybe. I'm a bit unsure. I think I'm going to go with showing it to Hannah, although she hasn't actually seen a ghost yet. Which is... Oh no, never mind. She did see the ghost picture in the mansion. She's seen that one. I just don't think that Ash will care, right? Unless he's like secretly investigating the death of like Rose. No, not Rose. What's her name? Yes, Rose. I said Rose before and I was talking about Rebecca. I'm really sorry. I'm just kind of out of it today, I guess. Rose, the green-haired lady that got killed. I don't know. But I don't think Ash will... I'll just go with Hannah because look, we can replay it if we want to. So let's go with Hannah because I'm already going down the whole like kind of like break it off with Luke path too. So you know, right. This was probably the wrong decision, but we're going down with this decision. I don't have an explanation for what I saw yesterday. Oops. Yeah. But when you've been there, seeing something enough to raise the hairs at the back of your neck or leave you wanting to flee or hide, finding a more solid proof than a person's smudged up face in a photo is the least of my concerns. Ashton would undoubtedly give me a flag for saying that, or even consider Isabella's words and those silly tales about the place. The guy is a skeptic through and through. It'll take more than my account for him to even give this a single thought. Perhaps, like, to get the perfect ending is convincing Ash. That might actually be it. That's like the way to save everyone. Make the skeptic believe. Maybe. However, more than his opinion, it's Mrs. Wright's I'm concerned about. Not Mrs. Miss Wright. No, wait. Yes, Mrs. Surely she must have felt something if those shows on TV are to be believed. A touch of coldness in her neck, or maybe the feeling of being watched. That's what often happens, ain't it? Outside, the sun has yet to rise. I've still got a few hours before dawn. Sounds like you're... Is this Until Dawn right now playing? Good enough time to mull over how I'll go about warning her. Plenty of space to check if I'll get the same result if I redo the process again. The film processor hums back to life at my touch. The light switch gives out a soft click, and darkness embraces the small closet again.
Somehow those urban legends don't sound so silly now.
In hindsight, this is a dumb idea. I know. I know, it is. It definitely is the dumb. Okay, let's do this, guys. We're going down this road now. Oh, that is to say, rushing to Kleinland, I barely knows home first thing in the morning with news of a ghost lady potentially haunting their newly bought property. Oh, and there's a bunch of bizarre-looking pictures of Miss Hannah I've brought as proof too. So yeah, dumbest idea in the history of my dumb ideals, all things considered. Traveling to the outskirts of Anslam Village at the crack of dawn with only my bike as company. What's with me today? I shouldn't record for long, I think, because I'm just really, I don't know, I can't talk. I can't read either. At the crack of dawn with only my bike as company, equally so. Personally, I don't think any of them would take whatever I'm going to say well, no matter how nice or accommodating they are. Ashton himself would tell me the same thing. Odds are, he'll laugh at it in my face for good measure, if he doesn't freak out at me first for not listening to his warnings. Oh, this is good. Right, I remember now how Ash... that warning about, oh no, I'm going to kill Zachary. Okay, well, the harm has already been made in that case, so I can't do anything now. Still, that's a whole separate can of worms I'll open at a different time, seeing as I'm already standing at the Wright's front porch, waiting for someone to answer the door. More than anything, Miss Wright needs to know there's possibly nothing... Mrs. Wright needs to know there's possibly nothing safe in this place. Warnings from friends be damned.
If only someone would answer the door sooner. Come on.
I tried to ignore the looming presence their large, ornate doors give off as I pressed the doorbell for the 4th time. Its shrill ringing merely echoes, carried off by another warm passing breeze. The first time I came to this place, I found myself basking in the silence it offers. Now the atmosphere is just heavy, packed with trepidation and tension. Isabella's right. It does radiate a creepy kind of vibe. And with the image from the day before constantly flashing in my mind, the unease becomes harder to ignore as each second drifts by. Not wanting to spend more time here than necessary, I ring the bell again. Another long second ticks by without anyone answering the door. If this fails, I can always go to Ash. Not really the most sensible course of action either, but waiting here ain't doing me any good. For all I know, the Wrights could be out of town. As luck would have it, just as I'm about to turn on my heel, a loud thump rises from the other side. It's followed by heavy footfalls and a string of very colorful expletives about one's parentage.
Didn't we have that bloody annoying doorbell replaced yesterday? That Irish giant has cost me a fortune and she can't even fix this nuisance.
Oh jeez, he's a really nice person, right? I'm so curious about playing as Luke, to be honest. Because, I don't know, I'm just interested to see if he's got any good in him, or if he's like even worse than he seems. Or, you know, if it's just like he's just a total douche on the outside because he can't control his emotions or whatever. You know, we'll see. Or if he's like freaking crazy.
And where the hell is... Your hands, if another po-faced prat is pressing their blighted bell, I swear I'll cut their...
This is not going to be a nice encounter because he's really angry. The door swings open and a very irate Mr. Wright greets me, his partly rumpled appearance a clear testament to how early the hour is.
And who might you be? I don't recall asking the movers to show up this early.
I was prepared to face Mrs. Wright, their butler more so. But Mr. Wright, I don't quite know what to make of him yet. He surely knows how to make an impression, I'll give him that. Albeit a rude one. I only caught sight of him yesterday as he's directing the movers. Although from how exasperated he sounded then, it seemed like more yelling was done than actual giving of directions, and now I really need to look at these again. Hasn't he yelled at him yet? No. Yes, it's already been. He called him. Well, you know what. Oh well. Needless to say, I like to believe those instances ain't all there is to the guy. Mrs. Wright, at the end of the day, did marry him. Standing before him like now, though, is a different story altogether. Despite the difference in our respective heights, he managed to make it appear like he is the one looking down at me, not the other way around. An apology instinctively forms in my mouth before anything else when he arches an eyebrow at my lack of response.
Well, that's not exactly why I'm here, Mr. Wright. Yeah?
Right, of course, the one and only. And what can I do for you this fine morning? Have I seen you somewhere before? Bloody you peasants all look the same to me.
Yeah, I'm actually...
It doesn't matter. I don't care. I've got someplace important to be at today. Just spit out what you want or be gone. I haven't got all day.
His eyes are sharp and expecting in spite of his indifferent tone. The very impression of someone whose sharp wits has served him well throughout life, the kind you have to carefully choose your words around. Disconcerting how a simple conversation can easily seem like a ruthless form of social maneuvering. I can see why Miss Wright would want to steer clear of it, if only for a short while. And sometimes the only way out of the game is to be honest. Oof. I don't know. He's not pleased about the media, journalism, even though he's not, but you know, he was still talking about him as if he were equally bad, you know, like just to go gossiping and, you know. I think I'm going to go with I'm a friend of Hannah because of that reason, which only pissed him off even more. Oh jeez. But yeah.
Sorry, sir. I was just...
Hey, that went up, and that did not went down, at least.
You see, I'm a friend of Hannah, and...
Right, Hannah.
A friend of Hannah!
Yes, sir.
His eyebrows shoot into his hairline at my answer. Wow. Although it swiftly disappears under his dismissive gesture and a chuckle at its heels. A small frown spreads across my face before I can stop myself. What I said has nothing remotely funny in it, yet here he is, hugging an arm closer to himself in a weak attempt to keep his shoulders from shaking.
Did I mispronounce something wrong, or...?
No, not at all. You didn't. My wife, has never mentioned a friend like you. That's all. I suppose it's a good thing she's venturing out of the usual. Vultures and savages, all of them hiding under sheep's clothing.
I don't really get it, sir, but it's not really surprising she wouldn't talk about me. We just met yesterday during the shoot.
Oh, well. Whoops. I was trying to avoid that, but okay. As soon as the statement is out, the admissible air melts away almost palpably. His eyebrows crease into a frown and his posture stiffens. With how fast the atmosphere around us changes in merely the span of a few spoken words, I'm not quite sure what I can and can't say anymore. Like handling a ticking time bomb. Is this why Ashton wants us to stay away from them? If so, a part of me regrets not listening to him now. Yeah. Same here. Same here. I'm definitely feeling like replaying this and to like the perfect let's play or whatever, the true ending get the true ending if there is one. So we can really look at the branching tree, which I think shows like the directions the story is going and could have been going. So I don't want to look at it before I play the whole game, right?
Shoot. Who are you again?
Zachary Steele, sir. I was here yesterday from the magazine feature about your home.
Ah, that Zachary, the photographer. I remember now. Just when you think she'd be careful meddling around media types these days, she makes friends with one.
Oh, perhaps it was actually a good thing that we mentioned where she had been going, because now he remembers that. Because I could have lied as Hana and tell him that I was out in the garden. So
It was really just small chit-chat, sir. The usual. To keep things entertaining. The shoot did take the whole afternoon to finish.
Oh, I'm sure she was pleasantly entertained. She wouldn't be making friends with media types if she wasn't. No matter. She's her own woman. She can do what she wants so long as she doesn't do anything to ruin herself.
I'm sure Miss Wright is aware of that, sir.
That she is. But we aren't here to talk about her, are we? What is this about today? The city is a long way from here. On pushbike, no less.
I was actually hoping to talk to her.
Of course. Here for another headline, perhaps.
Not exactly, sir. I'm off work. This is for something else.
That's what they always say. The next thing you know, your face is in the front page of every conceivable scandal sheet going all the way to the ass end of Plymouth. You media types have such an insatiable taste for gossip. It's almost amazing.
There won't be any of that in an interior design magazine, sir. I can assure you that one.
Oh, you never know. Well-trained hounds have an uncanny way of sniffing out things no matter where you keep them. I do admire the passion, though. It takes a lot of energy for someone to leave bed this early, let alone knock at someone else's door at this hour. That aside, unfortunately, you're going to have to come back some other day. You see, darling wife left not a moment ago.
shoot.
I have not an inkling where she went or when she'll be back, so you're better off.
And here she is.
Love is at the movers.
He stops speaking altogether, and the complacent expression he has collapses on itself. That's pure gold, actually. Slowly he turns just as his wife walks up to him with a step too lively for comfort, a smile too sweet, to be honest. She's very likely. Oh, she has very likely heard everything her husband and I have talked about.
Going off somewhere.
I've got the few things I want them to transfer already. Marianne made this splendid arrangement for the music room and... Love, are you listening?
I thought you already left, Buttercup.
She mutters a frown, a pout more like. The mischievous gleam in her eyes when she glances at me says all there is I need to know. I would have laughed at her antics if it wouldn't offend the other man. But as it is, it's better to let his wife have her fun without any reaction from me. I'm treading on dangerous grounds with him already.
Well, I most certainly have not left yet. I wouldn't be standing here if I did, would I?
Of course you wouldn't be, darling. But don't you need to be somewhere else today? Something with Marianne? Shopping, girl, things?
Oh, I'll be leaving in a few. Unless you want to join us.
Oh, no, thanks, darling. I'm afraid my liver is killing me today.
I thought as much. You needn't have to worry. I'll be gone in a few. It's just that I heard we have a visitor. What kind of person would I be if I didn't greet him before leaving?
A very gracious one, I'm sure.
Zachary, right? It's a pleasure to see you again.
Likewise, ma'am. I was actually looking for you.
Is that so? What for?
A huge display of unprofessionalism is what it's for.
Shush, darling. Let the man speak. I'm sure it isn't anything like that if he has to come all the way here, yes?
It's about yesterday. The photos you asked, I mean. The copies are ready, but...
My hand stills as I'm about to fish the prints out of my pocket. A short second passes that which strikes me how I didn't think this through at all. how I'll go about telling her regarding the strange photos or revealing this to her in the presence of another person. Her husband gazing over us like a hawk doesn't provide any sort of comfort either. And just like that, all the words I have been practicing to say on the way inevitably fall stiffly off my mouth. Oh no. Miss Wright must have noticed my hesitance, because shortly she gives her husband's arm a gentle squeeze, a tender smile grazing her face. Unlike the first, this one is meant to appease.
Love, I think Hansi might need some of your input for the final guest list. Could you check on him, please?
Bollocks! Why in all Luxborn do I have to be there? Doing tedious jobs are what he's being paid for.
Because if we end up with people whose faces you do not want to show up in our housewarming party, we won't be hearing the end of it. Unless a heavy dose of liquor's involved. You know what the doctor said about that. Please do poor Hansi and your liver a favor,
He can handle that on his own, Buttercup, and my liver is doing just fine.
I'm sure it is. But I don't know, love. I think I caught a glimpse of the name Mitch Lakes, was it? I think it was Mitch Lakes on it when I checked with Hansi earlier. You should see for yourself. It was quite a list.
Who put that blighted twat in there?
And that's why I'm asking you to look over it before I do so tonight.
Very well.
But even with that promise, he doesn't appear ready to leave. Short of passing through their doors, he stops and glances back at me, all without bothering to hide the distress in his eyes.
Luke, dear, I'll be fine. Go back to your butler. I'm not some pregnant wife you have to worry about.
Fine. I have to go to that little ankle biter's career day later anyway.
Was that like... That was pretty savage. Not gonna lie. No! No, that hasn't happened yet. Oh gosh. Right, that hasn't happened. That's going to be this day, I think. Yeah. Jeez.
I don't see why I have to go there. Kylie's your goddaughter.
And yet, she has you around her little fingers, darling. That's basically the same thing.
If he ever has an answer to that, we don't get to hear it above the heavy thud the door makes. And Miss Wright owns wary exhale after she's sure her husband is out of earshot. She's nothing but apologetic when she fixes her gaze back to me, and I can't help but return the same to her.
I am so sorry you had to deal with that. My husband can be a bit trying when he really applied himself.
It's fine, Miss Wright. No harm done. It was my fault for showing up here unannounced. And this might be strange coming from me, but he does have the right to be wary. The press can be quite vicious when it wants to be.
Cough unexpectedly, they'll pick you apart. It is not surprising why he acted the way he did around me.
Sweetie, if Luke treats every journalist who shows up here like that, I'm afraid we'll end up with a harassment lawsuit hanging over our heads sometime in the future. Vicious or not, some sort of finesse has to be exercised when dealing with them. I'm sorry, I hope that wasn't too offensive.
Not at all, Miss Wright. Besides, I don't think an interior design magazine would be interested in who harassed who this week. Unless it has something to do with fighting over tastefully arranged furniture. But even then, I don't think our readers will be too interested.
Oh, dearie. You've got a lot to learn. You really have no idea how a single tassel can ignite a spark in a crowd. Of course, at the end of the day, it's still the thought that counts. It's still a lovely anniversary gift from my husband. No matter. Let's just go.
Go where? She doesn't wait for an answer and immediately wanders over, a car parked some distance from us. Unsure, I find myself trailing after her. A chauffeur automatically opens the passenger side door as she nears, and she gestures for me to follow when she climbs into the back seat.
To where are we going exactly?
I need to get out of this stuffy house for a while. Moving in, planning the party. It's starting to get suffocating in there. Luke and Hansi can have their fun while I'm gone. I don't care. I'm getting out because I can. Another minute in there and I'll drown.
My bike.
There are, of course, a lot of things questionable about her invitation. Why she's asking a person she has only known for less than 2 days in the first place is one. How appropriate this is, being another. But the rest of it crashes the moment she shoots me an imploring look.
Please? I can have someone send it back to your address later. And it's just a trip to the city for some furniture, nothing more, I assure you. Marianne will be with us, and maybe you can tell me why you're here on the way.
Guess it wouldn't hurt. I might have to leave early, though.
Excellent, then. Hop in. That's what they often say, yes?
True. This can't be a good idea, but I really don't have any other choice, do I? Especially with the way her eyes light up when I agreed to it. In my pocket, the very picture of her remains faceless. A voiceless shadow hanging threateningly between us, unknown to her.